it. And I ain't talking my pockets, just know we ain't running out the way that we stock it. If I got it, you got it.
Kevin Durant and the Suns are now down 0-2 to the Nuggets. And, first off, I kind of owed the Nuggets an apology because I didn't realize how deep that team was. I didn't, I should have done more research on the roster. But at the same time, the Suns should still be winning this series. You have Kevin Durant. I know Chris Paul gets hurt, but you have Devin Booker. You have guys like Ayton. They just shouldn't be losing this series. Even though the Nuggets are better than I thought they were, they should not be losing this series. And, it kind of makes me think, I think there's a serious debate here that Kevin Durant's, legacy could be in question. If you really look at his career, if you're really going to dissect it, you're going to sit down with it. So he's drafted in 2008. With the Thunder, although really good, he only went to one finals with them. And mind you, on that team, he had Serge Ibaka, he had James Harden, he had Russell Westbrook. So there's 3 Hall of Famers on that team already in Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, and James Harden. 3 Hall of Famers. You have other really good role players who have shown that they can be role players on other championship teams. Like Derek Fisher was on that team and Serge Ibaka. And won finals. And then obviously he had the year where I think the next closest he even got, he had that one year where he's up 3-1 against Curry's Warriors, and it looks like he's going to win, and then they just choke that. And then he makes the move. He becomes the Snake. He joins the most winning regular season team in history, the Golden State Warriors of 2016, and he joins them in 2017. And he has a lot of success in 3 years there. In 3 years there, he goes to the finals all 3 times, wins the 2 titles. And you look at it and you're like, yeah, he won those 2 titles, but who's to say the Warriors don't win those titles without him? They were already looking really good. I think that, maybe 2017 might have been the Cavs' year. So I think he made the difference in the one series. But 2018, they would have won it without him. I think he had injury issues that year, too. Maybe not. That might have been the year after where I know he had injury issues. But still, 2018 for sure, they would have won it. And then, you look at 2019. If he doesn't get hurt, they win it again. But still, he had joined Steph, who, I think historically is a better player than him. I don't think anybody disagrees with that now. Back then, that would have been a crazy debate. But now, now definitely Steph is considered a better player than Kevin Durant. And, I think that we jumped the gun on how good Kevin Durant really is. Because, even after that, he goes to Brooklyn and, obviously if his shoe was literally a size smaller, they beat the Bucks in that Game 7 because he hits that 3, and they probably win the title that year. But, it didn't happen. How many times in LeBron's career did, it come that close? But it didn't happen. So, you can't just say, oh, if that would have happened, it didn't happen. So he went to he went to Brooklyn, and the most that he did was go to the conference semis. Complete failure. And then, he's like, I'm going to do it again. I'm going to join an already established team who's been to a finals, and we're just going to do this with ease. And, I'm not going to lie to you. In that first round, if Kawhi Leonard is playing, I don't think the Clippers lose that series if Kawhi Leonard's playing. I really don't think they do. Because he was just torching them. And, I hate to even say it. Historically, they got the same amount of titles. Kawhi might be a better player historically than Kevin Durant. He's done more. One of his championships is more legit. With Kevin Durant, it's like an I don't know. Because he's never really made that step where he can go to a team, he could lead it, and he could win a title. Everybody else has done it that you consider great. Even Steph, he's done it. He's been like last year, he really showed. He was the sole reason they don't win the title without his production. It was him and a bunch of role guys. Durant, it was star, star, star. And that's why, I think he's got to at least get to the finals. His legacy is in terrible question. Terrible question. Because, I think that, we got a lot of people were saying, I think we got to pump the the brakes on how good this guy is. I think historically he's good, but, I hesitate to even say that he's won a title. And, I know there's backlash from that. I know people are like, yeah, well, he did win 2 titles with the Warriors, and he led that team he was the best player on that team. That might be so, but I I'm just saying if you give a guy like LeBron those weapons, how many titles does he win? You give a guy like Jordan those weapons, how many titles does he win? You give a guy like in Bird those, I don't know. It doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to me to put him in the top 10. I think he's in my top 25 players of all time, probably at 25. I don't see he hasn't done anything great in the postseason outside of those years with the Warriors. And I don't know, it's just been shaky.